app that I'm just going to open up on here is the latest thing that we've finally got to a point where we're really happy with it. It's an app that drivers would download Apple or Google. It does quite a couple of things actually. The first one is we allow you to generate a fare in the car. This is for the drivers. When they generate that, the passenger can either scan a QR code or scan a sticker in the car and enter the 4-digit code that's in there. That allows the passenger to pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay, or card entry. David, have you gone into the shower? Gone into the shower?
Sorry, it's more comfortable in here.
Okay, so the idea for this is that the driver doesn't have to take the device out of the holder, do whatever they want. Customer literally scans a sticker in the car, enters that 4-digit code into their phone, and the payment's made using Apple Pay if it's on the phone, Google Pay if it's on the phone, or card entry as well. Now, what we do with that is completely different than what any other dispatch system does when that payment is made. What we do with the payment, I'm not going to make one now because I did some earlier so that I can show you. But what we do with that to save you guys from having to do processing for drivers is we instantly credit the driver with the job. So if I show you driver 4 here, this is in AutoCab's accounts. You can see that this LYNK Pay QR payment has done an instant credit to the driver. Now, the reason we do that is, what we've noticed when working with dispatch engines is we're waiting for a job to be transferred into an account booking. Sometimes we don't get the correct fare back from the dispatch engine. We can end up with 0 fares, and I know this across both AutoCab and iCab. And the other reason that we've done this is we've took away the need for SMS. SMS is starting to fail when we're sending internet links. I'm sure that you're all aware of that, and it is going to get worse. So what we've done is we've just got this thing in card. How does this work if you guys do commissions? When the cash job goes through from the dispatch engine anyway, the driver will get charged that commission, and then we'll take this off at the end of the week. If you've got an extra charge, I set up a company the other day that does a 50p charge per job on every job. That still does it inside the dispatch engine. So what I wanted to show you that the driver sees with this app is when they do a job, all the jobs come up in a list here, and you can see that the 16-digit non-sequential GVR is carried all the way through into the dispatch engine when you go and look at it. So it is in there on the sheet when you run the sheet. So if I do a draft sheet for this driver, you'll see that draft process, download, and draft process. You'll see that the code links all the way through to the driver's sheet when they get the sheet, when this loads. And LYNK Pay QA payment here, £12, received amount £12 at the exact time, and the exact code is done. All the way through into LYNK Pay, we also show that job. So in transactions and QR, you'll also see that job that was done there. So what I'm trying to get to is this. With any other payment provider inside the dispatch system, right now, it's going as an account job that you have to process, that you have to do a lot of work with. With us, we just fire it straight through. There's no process required. We instantly credit your drivers. What's clever about that with AutoCab, and this is what we worked out that we can't do with iCab, is in AutoCab, if you've got a recurring debt and not a commissions-based rank, AutoCab will hold that recurring debt against the driver for the following week. So you can see here, driver 1's current balance is minus 100 for the recurring debt. What we do with these credits is, as soon as that driver is in credit, we will be able to clear your driver's out daily for you. Now, we've got some companies out there paying drivers out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've got some paying out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've got some paying out Tuesday, Thursday. What this does is this enables you guys to tell your drivers that are doing credit work that once they're in credit, once they've covered next week's debt, they can start to get their money back. The increase in drivers coming into the business, in one business that I won't name, 35 drivers in a month. just by word of mouth on this because they now get paid out daily. Okay. Not only that, the cash flow for the business, once they get it sorted, every single driver gets paid out to this app. So if you look at when we're doing this, we do a payout, it goes into a little pot and you'll see the different payments that come in. From within that pot, the driver can then literally send that money to whichever bank account they wish to. They can add as many as they want into there. I'm going to send this to Monzo now and hit confirm, and that will go to the bank account. How does this help you guys? Inside your LYNK Pay, we have in the admin and the balances section, you see that payment's gone through on the app, but we have a pre-settlement account, which is money that you pay to your drivers, a rev share account where you make money, but we also, any money, by the way, that's fake money, any money that's told to these drivers that is theirs, it stays in what we call the app out pot, which is held with LYNK Pay. You're no longer liable for any monies held for drivers. We collect and pay on behalf of the driver, on behalf of you, to the driver. Okay. Now, because the meeting's recorded, I can't show you any live customers. It's banking and it's a bit iffy. And I mentioned this. I mentioned a little bit more to David later. What we're finding is, because there's more and more account work coming through, drivers are starting to refuse it because they haven't got enough cash to put fuel in the cars. Now that might sound really dramatic for me, but this is what I've been told. Okay, we have drivers on some sites drawing money out 20 times a month, and they're drawing £60 here, £70 there, sometimes £20. That does not cost you anything as a company. What we do is the first payment, we can allow you to cover that for the drivers. So we have a process day price match. So you say, look, day one, we'll cover it. Any other days, the driver pays £1 to take that money, and we kick you guys 30 pence back out of that. We cover our costs. And we kick you guys. So companies are actually making good money on this. It doesn't sound a lot, 30 pence a time, but they're giving the drivers the option to take the money whenever they want it. And the drivers that need it, take it. And those that don't need it, actually save up with us. And then they take it when they need it. I've got drivers in my system now with £7,000, £8,000 sat there. So we've effectively given every one of our drivers that downloads the app the ability for a free savings account to save money wherever they want to. So this is what I'm trying to push across to you guys to get you to understand what I'm hearing in the industry about drivers that are short on cash. I'd love any feedback from you guys to see if you're having the same issues on site and whether you would like to get to the point.
I want to change the layout to suit your needs, but I can't find very much wrong with this property. It's a good one to get hold of.
I think, Andy, that certainly especially the new drivers in areas where you have the apps, Uber, Bolt, etc., they expect sort of daily payouts. And especially with, even drivers, if they're doing a lot of credit work, are suffering cash flow issues because obviously fuel has gone up over the last year from £1.10 to £1.80, which is a huge increase. So I certainly know in Leicester, we're looking to introducing daily payouts from July. And sorry, Jade's opposite me over here. What do we do here at TC, Jade?
It's just quick at the moment, but it would be good to get it paid out quicker, to be honest. It would make the drivers a lot happier.
Yeah, because it would enable us to attract a lot more, put that bell on the floor, a lot more Uber drivers, wouldn't it, Madge?
Yeah, definitely. I think our drivers would prefer payments a lot sooner than we do at the minute. So yeah, definitely.
Your head's very shiny today.
I know, thank you. I had a shave yesterday.
I want to kiss it. Yeah, so yeah, definitely it's something that we're looking at in some of the sites. Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, Suki, go ahead.
Sorry. Carry on.
I think he's just getting into the car. Yeah. What do you boys in Plymouth think?
We don't really want LYNK Pay.
Sorry, I didn't hear you then.
Sorry,
Sorry.
David, I'm back. I think being a city in the city, we'd probably want link pay, and I think Bobby's set ours up. Just need a training page to get it going, because I think there's so much presence of the big apps. They're getting used to getting their money regularly, so
Breaking up there. Again, I can't name all the taxi companies on here, but there is a company that's just signed up with us, and they've literally just got 6 drivers back from Uber. In the last 2 weeks, they've just took 6 drivers back from Uber because they now can get paid out daily, where before they were getting paid out sometimes fortnightly and sometimes even monthly. So they moved to weekly, and now they're moving to daily, and the drivers are coming back. I think it's a requirement, as you've all said. They're getting used to it from other things. Our product is, even though it's charging the driver for those extra payments, yeah, that they don't mind, because you cover that first one, which we do at a very low price for you to cover the first one, to get them into the next payments, because they will need it. Drivers are using it, and it's such a simple piece of kit. You don't need to process every day on AutoCAD. All you do, approve anything that you want to credit the driver for and post it, yeah, and you still just process once a week. And we'll only ever tell a driver they're in credit when you've collected next week's debt, if you're using debts, or they've done more account work than the commission's owed. And it's all.
Andy, what about the fact? What about if they're so it's pay as you go? So does it automatically deduct the commission off each and every job of theirs?
So what you do is inside inside iCabby and AutoCAD, every time you post a job, so approve and post, it will automatically credit that driver for that given week. Okay, so any commissions that need to come from that, any charges that need to go on that, the dispatch engine actually does that. Then what all you do on our side, if you can still see my screen, you just come in here, hit sync balances, hit confirm. That goes away to the dispatch engine, gets all of the values for the drivers right now without even processing, and then you just hit pay all. Okay. And what it does is, instead of moving money, which costs you, instead of moving money directly to the driver's bank account, which would cost you, what we do is we send a push notification to the app that says to the driver, you've got money available if you want it. And it's then up to them to take that money. Okay, so you can see there's 74 grand owed out on this company. There's 6,750 owed in. So effectively, just go pay, yeah, pay all. There won't be anyone where you go. And then there's 31 grand owed out to people that are valid on my demo bench. But you would just press QR and tell all the drivers that they've got the money available. And it literally is as quick as that. We manage everything inside here. So inside our QR, we've got how many drivers you've got, how many are actually set up as well. So we can tell you if your drivers have got valid emails, we'll send an email out to those drivers. That all gets sent in. And then anyone that does have the app, we can tell you how many transactions they've done, how many bookings they've done, what their current balance is. Yeah. And it's all manageable. Everything's done, full reports. So it's just a case of getting the cash flow to be able to make sure that you can cover those debts for that week running. And from speaking to quite a few people, the difference between a monthly and a weekly and a daily is not that much, really. It's your bigger contracts, your local council ones that you might not be able to get in. But as a team, you can actually decide not to run those ones. So that's the other thing. Now, Laura, you've been using this now for how long now? A couple of months?
I can't be without it now. It's literally shortened my Monday from like, I'd be lucky to get out of time on 5, and now I can easily have done driver's payments by 10:30.
Is that a pay cut? Andy, sorry, John, I lost you for a couple of minutes. I got what you were all saying there with this, and I do apologise because I'm in a bad area, but just 2 things. What's the cost per transaction? You've said it before, I forgive you. And what is
Yeah.
take me taking for that transaction?
Right, so the cost per transactions is exactly what we did with the deal earlier with you guys. We usually charge 50p for a bank transfer. We charge everyone on the Take Me group the 40 pence. Okay, that can be covered either by the driver or yourselves. That's the cost to us. The driver cost for extra payments on any other day other than process day or any other time, we charge £1 to the driver and we kick you back 30 pence out of that. Okay, so it costs you nothing more than it's costing you now if you're using the open bank that we do. I've got some customers up in the Midlands that actually charge their drivers £1 for every payment in or out because they say, well, it's, you know, saving the driver time, saving the driver money. That's up to you guys. You can, our minimum cost on this is 40 pence. Yeah. How you get that covered is up to you. Our system's so easy to set up to cover that as well. Just go in admin, settings, payments, and you decide there who pays for it. You know, the charges, the surcharges, the driver out, all that is done. I set that up with you. Your process day price match. So if you process on a Monday, you set that to a Monday. It's such a simple piece of kit. It literally takes. Laura, how long did it take us to set it up? We had a bit of an issue with iCabby, but apart from that,
Not long at all. It genuinely is an amazing system. I absolutely love it. It's just a click of a button. I literally go into my invoices, sync them, get rid of anyone I don't, pay, and it's just done. It is amazing.
Can I go on to LYNK Pay? See, I can show our customer. I can show you all the customer's live information, can't I? Because it's yours, Laura.
I think we've got one with him sitting in there. I think he's saving. I think he's got like 3,700 sitting in his app because obviously you can see what's in there.
So QR. Let me just select West Side. So this is a live system. This is one of your company's live systems. So currently, look at this. This is the entire business. They're owed £26.84 in, and they owe £271.58 out. That is one of the cleanest taxi companies you'll ever see. Yeah, the instant view, who owes me, who do I owe to, okay? What's happening in QR is that these drivers here on the balances, you've got one gentleman here that's saved up 3,700 quid. Yeah, you've got a driver with £2,000 in, and then the rest of them, they're taking it out. That's up to them. We don't boss them. We don't force them to do anything at all. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you without all.
That driver that's saving his money, Laura, is he doing it intentionally or is he hiding it from the wife?
I think he's got another company, so he's probably hiding it from that.
I think he's probably doing it intentionally and intentional.
Yeah.
But look, going into this as well, so we're just introducing some the stickers into the cars, which stops the driver having to get their phone out of the thing. But if we look at the QR payments for this month at Westside, so drivers taking this up and starting to use it, we've had 80 payments in, yeah. But what's really cool about this is we legally, not illegal, we legally charge the passenger a 50 pence surcharge to make these bookings, because as a company we collect the money on behalf of the driver and yourselves and then pass it to you. We do that. So what we have in here is a report, and inside that report we tell you exactly how much money you've made from each in-car transaction and how much each one has cost you. So if I click on the profit loss, you can see here this QR code job was a MasterCard credit job. It was for £52.50 and it cost Westside only 88 pence on the whole transaction. Because what it is, we get 30 pence back out of every 50 pence. Say again? Correct. So it's cost £27.35, but because of the money that we've kicked back, they're actually still £4.15 up. So they've done more than break even. All of these in-car payments have cost Westside Taxis nothing when you take the average. Yeah. So that to me is a no-brainer.
Why is some making a loss then?
Because there's a 50 pence. We take 50 pence from the customer, right? Then the strike charges run through, and if it's greater than what we've took to cover that for 30 pence, yeah, that's when it makes a loss. Yeah. On average, across all of our customers, the average fare is just short of £8.70. Now, we cover you up to £20 as long as you use a Visa or a MasterCard debit credit. If you use American Express, it will cost you a little bit more because, you know, that one at £10.70 costs 10 pence. But, you know, that's how it is. But overall, I've got a company up in Leeds that's really pushed on this. And last month they made £180 from this profit instead of it costing them. Now, to me, that's a no-brainer. Yeah. My goal is to get this inside the driver companion. I have a meeting with AutoCab coming up soon. In fact, I have an hour booked out with them down at Milton Keynes. And my goal is to get this product inside the driver companion so that when you're generating QR codes in car, you're using our stuff so that we can get this back to you and get you some money back. It sounds mental that you can make money on it, but I just wanted it to break even. And it has worked the opposite way around. Because, I mean, look at the amounts up at Westside. There's some 58 quid, 58 quid, 57 quid, 52 quid, 26 quid. And then you get down to here, you get the odd one with a MasterCard credit where they'll get a decline. Now, as you'll know, if you don't know about this, I'll try and explain it in a really simple way. Every time somebody gets a decline on a credit card or a debit card, the issuing bank charges 8 pence for that.
No, a couple have just got. I think he did it as host. I'm not the host. Andy, John's just walked into the office.
Yeah.
This integrates with Cab9 and Cordic, doesn't it? Because we've got a few potential targets that are on those systems.
I am going to be speaking to Tarpit next week, very early next week. He wants me to get down to London, but at the minute it's not possible. I'm a bit too busy. But we're going to get an initial meeting in. I've got our API white paper to send down to them to show them what we would need. From speaking to him at the Manchester show, he's pretty much got everything we would need anyway. There's probably 2 days worth of work. That's it. Our system is literally built on API. Cordic, David, I would love an introduction. I've never really spoken to them since I left AutoCab. I've just done
you've got Gary or you've got Matt down at Taunton, but they're just about to leave Cordic. So yeah, Gary Marshall would be your best lead in there.
Yeah, I want it to work. I want our stuff integrated with every dispatch system. I want to get it to everybody and everybody can use it, because it's not just my belief that it saves people time. I set a company up in Chester last week. We've done a payout yesterday, 400 drivers, and it took a minute and a half. Drivers, and it's good stuff. So.
Yeah, I think Justin's on the call from ADT with Nigel in the office there. But Justin, when we're ready to do driver daily payouts, this is the system we want. And then we, like Andy points out, you can actually make money out of it by charging them. You know, you set them up for the first one, you can do one a week. But if you want additional daily payouts, then it's going to cost you X amount to draw down that money.
Yeah, that's true. Because at the minute, any card payment we take, we technically lose a bit on. Because there's always judo fees involved, no matter where we take it through, whether it's the app, the SMS link that I AutoCab send. So this is a way of scoring back some of that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I was kind of against this initially because we were having to process and approve the jobs. But now Andy's changed that, it would make my life a lot simpler.
Yeah.
The only thing I can really think of is our drivers aren't the smartest. And they would get confused by the massive amount of transactions at the top of their statement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you open it up, it's there. I get your point. It's there if they need it. Not everyone will, take advantage of though. But again, as Andy pointed out or alluded to, it's another way of getting Uber drivers back, because those drivers are used to the technology, the old school drivers possibly not. And it's something we want to do here at TC once we're in a position to get that sorted, because again, you can make on the transactions and then getting drivers back to Uber.
Yeah, our drivers complain that they haven't got a credit sheet because it doesn't speak to iCabby. So on iCabby's credit sheet, it's just a cash job. So they literally had to make their own note. So Andy set up an email confirmation. So every time a transaction goes through, they get an email confirmation. So they now log it by doing that, because we're currently on iCabby.
But that will change, won't it, on AutoCab? So
yeah,
it will link together beautifully and in a beautiful setting.
This is
the email confirmation is brilliant. It's literally as soon as the payment goes through on the driver's side, they literally just get an email straight away. I think it only took them a couple of hours.
Yeah, it took us a couple of hours, but that's what the driver gets. So again, we copy the reference number, we give them the exact date and time and the value, and that's technically a receipt for the driver. The passenger.
I mean, look at Laura. I mean, Laura used to look, you know, like she was overworked and underpaid. Now she looks like she's underworked and overpaid and is doing a makeup. So yeah, I didn't say that, by the way. Jade said it. She's jealous. No, he said it over there, John. Yeah.
One thing that I can definitely tell you is Uber drivers that are working for Uber right now, every single penny that they earn is 20% or 25% commission, and then they have to pay the tax on that afterwards. Your goal to get these guys back is you've got your cash work that's yours, yeah, and you pay your credits daily. So that bit that they've always wanted to hide previously that they can't do anymore, you're giving them the option now to do that. Now, that's up to them, isn't it? You know, but they definitely.
Can I just interrupt for 1 minute? David and John, can you send Mandy a link for 1 o'clock? I'll get him to log on. I'm just going to go into another meeting, so I'm going to log off. But if you want Mandy to join into that next meeting at 1 o'clock, just send him a Zoom link and I'll get him to log on, yeah? Hello? Hello?
Thanks, David. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just chatting in the office. Sorry, Sophie, say hello.
David, can you just send Mandy a link for the 1 o'clock meeting? I'll get him to remote in on Zoom.
Yeah, I'll do that at 1 o'clock. No problem. It's yeah, no worries.
Okay, I've got to go into another meeting, so I'll speak to you later.
All right, all the best to the council. Any more questions for Andy? Because we're going, we've got another meeting coming up.
No from us.
Okay, cool.
I'll deduct it from his account.
When you're moving to AutoCab, I've been asked by AutoCab to draw up a document that if you're already with us, they will set up AutoCab as per our recommendations. So during the training, it'll just be seamless. So that's another thing that we're on with at the minute as well. And hopefully we'll get these things done a lot quicker with AutoCab as well. Okay.
Andy, Taunton is going on to AutoCab. We're down in Devon, I think in 2 weeks' time for a week. Myself, Justin, Bobby, and Dave Masters will be down in the southwest. What's the current situation with them, Bobby? Are they linking into LYNK Pay? Or we getting them onto AutoCab first and then moving across?
We was just going to go live on AutoCab first, as it's older transition from Cordic.
Yeah.
And then after a month or so, then we'll look at something like LYNK Pay and maybe something like a newer IVR system.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was just a standard install.
Excellent. We've also got Max Bishop over at Taunton Travel Services as well, joining as a soft merge on that. Yeah, and there's a few others, Andy, which will be, there's about 5 or 6 companies joining us throughout the summer. So, you know, some are on AutoCab, some are on iCabby, but we'll obviously look at your product, because I know obviously here in Birmingham, Laura up in Crewe and Mike and people are very pro LYNK Pay. I don't know what's going on with Plymouth. Plymouth, really, they should be on it because their closest rival is doing very well out of your product. I know that because they told us about it the other day. But for some reason, I think it's the expense of the transactions, but as Laura's paid testimony to it, it does save a lot of time, and it's a bit of an earner for the operator as well. But you know,
We've also never ever pushed QR. Never. We've literally just let it do what it's doing. So we could literally make a lot more profit off out QR than we are. Because that's where we're going to wait until we move to AutoCab and then we can push it.
yeah. Let me just question. Here's my colleague.
Laura, hello, darling.
Hi.
Happy birthday. I see you were ill on Monday, Tuesday. Nothing to do with illness. It's birthday. Anyway.
You started at the drink on Friday.
I know. Right. Well, happy birthday. Right. Just quickly. So how long have you had this product in?
A couple of months.
2 months. Okay. Where's the commission for us on it?
Where Andy can show you the profit thing.
No, if you're saying that we're on the 30% commission, Andy, there should be a statement saying that that commission's coming into each company.
So there is, it just drops straight back into your pre-settlement account. So it gets recycled. There's reports that we can pull out, John.
Yeah, no, what I'd like you to do, because I'll go into it, multi-companies, is each site needs a statement once a month to say what that commission is for and where it's come from.
Yeah, it's fine. There's a report in here that can be pulled out. It's very, very simple.
Okay, can you teach Laura so she can teach everybody on other sites where that statement is so she can pull it up each month? Because Kinga and Adina will need to know it for Leicester as well, and these guys up here.
Yeah. Look,
yeah,
we have a thing in here called Rev Share. Okay, it's each month you run it. So down at ADT right now, you've not been getting any kickbacks from this because you're not charging any extras or doing anything. Okay. So if I know I'm not sharing now, but if I jump down to West Side and do the same thing for this month, I will tell you exactly what is happening down there. Transactions, rev share for the month. So from the 1st to the 19th, there's been 18 transactions and she's made 5.
Have you got any paper over there?
It's not easy though. It's 18 transactions.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just going to speak to ADT about just
Can you share this with you? Can you see this? So inside Laura's system now, we've got the rev share option, which is the money you get back.
The driver's cap.
And you can see those 30 pences coming in for the drivers taking the entity out. Yeah. We also have the reports for the in-car stuff is in a different place. That's up here, which I showed you earlier. That shows you your profits and your losses in there, and it's fully exportable as a full report. So you get how many jobs, what the total amount was, what it cost you, and exactly how much you profited out of it. And these are all
okay. So from our point of view, Andy, because it's so many sites, we just want, let's say the 10th of the next month, so it goes in the P&L for every site, a statement saying this is your link pay profit for this month, because we'll have to adjust that with our accountants, improve it as well, won't we? So we need that statement. If
I give you a statement, I'll have to VAT you. The best thing to do is take the report out.
Okay.
We don't ask you to pay us, you see. If you're in debt to us, what we do to save you from paying VAT, because we're a bank, right? We only pay VAT on any money that we make. So what we do is we say to you, in your admin and balances and pre-settlement, yeah, any monies owed, we will take directly from there, yeah, and show you that we've took it so that you can show the report. So we don't have to VAT you at the end of the month. It's so simple. You just go in weekly or monthly, take your numbers out, take them where you want to.
That's easy. Stuart Day, did you take a note of that for the KPIs?
Yeah.
So that's down to you really, Stu. Get a report on each one and add it to the KPI list.
Thanks, John.
Well, you do them, don't you? So if you put an extra column on there for pay for the link pay thing, we'll all know what each site's doing.
Okay, yeah. I've got no access to any link pay yet, so I'll need access to all the link pays.
Okay, thank you, Stuart.
Yeah. Andy, you could set him up as a user, couldn't you, on all the link pays? Yeah,
if they're multi-company, I can give him access to each one on that server, but all the other companies would have to set you up. It might be just as easy to get all the teams who's got an admin level just to do the report once a month and send it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be a heck of a lot easier than him having to remember all the different logins, passwords, and company IDs to get into the different systems. It's literally just bang this report out and away you go, and then you just add it to CSV then.
Excellent. Andy, any more questions? No, none here from Birmingham. We've got to go. We've got a meeting downstairs, so but it's but appreciate that. I'll do a follow-up email afterwards. And if you give me a call in about 5 minutes.
Magic. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for
Thanks,
having me.
guys.
Sorry about the messing at the beginning.
Oh, it was entertaining.
We got there. All right. See you in a bit.
See you later.
All right.
Bye.